20 ways that you might possibly get your drone out of a tree in case it's stuck up there. Not all of these will work, and some of them are very far-fetched, but I try to have a little fun with this. Some of these, pretty simple and probably should be tried. Some only if you have the adequate resources to do such. All right, so at first we've got a monkey. Now, if you have a trained monkey that can climb up a tree, then that is a good possibility for you. Not too many people have those, though, so I don't expect this to be a very common thing. But if you can train monkeys to do that, it could be a good business for you. Now, for the hunters out there, if you happen to be in, say, stuck in a very straight tree, that you could use a tree stand and climb up and possibly cut down the branch or shake loose the drone from the branch. That might be another alternative. PVC pipe, you can get PVC pipe, I believe, in 10-foot sections, maybe 20-foot sections, somewhere in there. You can also glue them together, cement them together, and make much longer versions. Of course, there is a limit probably to how far you can go with that for it to be useful. You could rig something up on the end of it, say a net or some other device, a noose, different things that you could do to get that around your drone. All right, pole saw, in case you are within, say, 10 foot of the ground or whatever. Not sure the exact length of pole saws. Add that plus your height or a ladder, and you may be able to get your drone down by chopping down the branch or upper half of a tree if necessary. Of course, there's the good old staff bladder, whether it's this type or an A-frame. This obviously can get you up to 20, 26 feet, maybe higher, and that may be enough in conjunction with one of the other devices to help you get your drone out of the tree. All right, if you have a RC airplane just sitting around because you switched over to drone flying, you could crash that RC airplane into the tree and hopefully dislodge your drone from the branch. Of course, you don't want to crash the RC airplane into the drone because that definitely will destroy the drone, I'm sure. Now, if you happen to live in a place where there's beavers, maybe you could get the beaver to be attracted to that tree and eat it at the base, and the tree will fall down eventually. You could use another drone. Say you have another drone that you're not so concerned about, or maybe it has a little better control. Maybe you could dislodge it using another drone. Dynamite. This one is, a little dangerous. I don't recommend this one, but you could use that to take down the tree. Grappling hook. I actually really like this one. Now, it may, if you misthrow it, you could, have some issues there, but a perfect throw to the ideal branch and grabbing hold of that branch and shaking the heck out of it should dislodge your drone, and hopefully somebody can catch it as it falls to the ground. Good chance, though, the grappling hook will get stuck in that tree branch, and you'll have a tree and a rope or a tree and twine hanging there for who knows how long. All right, if you have a front loader, you could use that to shake the tree or knock the tree over, or a bulldozer. Helicopter, if it's way up high and you just so happen to have somebody that has a helicopter, they could fly over it and pretty much using the, we'll call it rotor wash, pretty much knock everything off of the tree, including all the acorns and pine needles and pine nuts. All right, this one, you could use a bow with a fishing line attachment. Could be a crossbow. You want to weight down that arrow so that it's not going to fly as far. And depending on what you put on the arrowhead, you may be able to knock your drone free by hitting the drone with it. So you got to be real smart about what you would use. Just a regular arrowhead is going to go through your drone and break it, and so you have to come up with something, maybe a tennis ball on the tip, if it'll even fly like that, but be creative. A blower, so this, you could use in combination with a few different things. If it's low enough, it might be able to dislodge it. These 400 or 500 mile an hour blowers, they're pretty impressive. And if you happen to use it in conjunction with a PVC pipe or a ladder, you may be able to get your drone down. All right, so if you happen to have a trained Falcon, trained Eagle, here's another method that you may be able to get your drone out of the tree. You do not want that drone to have any battery in it, because you do not want your Falcon or Eagle to get injured. And but this is something that would be quite possible to do, because they are definitely smart enough to do something like that. All right, here's another lift that you could rent at Home Depot. Rather expensive probably, but if you have a $1,000 drone up there and a $700 camera, it's probably worth it. Fire department, if you happen to have some buddies at the fire department, or you work at the fire department, maybe get them to come out, bring the fire truck and the ladder, but they're not going to come out for an emergency, so this would have to be something where you are well connected. One of these scissor lifts, or whatever they're called, you can rent these at Home Depot and Lowe's. That would work, for a certain level tree, but just realize the ground underneath it has to be relatively flat and stable. And this idea that I really like, taking a softball, drilling a hole through it, and tying a rope or twine, and throwing that to right near where your drone is, and then just kind of hoping to dislodge it, to be able to shake the branch, do whatever. And then finally, of course, a chainsaw. Just cut the damn tree down, or use that chainsaw to cut the branch down. So that's what I got for my top 20. I will probably update this in the future as I find other ideas. Thank you.